Hi guys, welcome to Tale Talk. Today we're doing the Joker storytelling movie review, and if you remember or if you've seen my previous review, I said there that these reviews are only about the story, and I asked three questions. What's the story, how is it told, and why should I care? What's the story of Joker? This is a story of Arthur Fleck, who works as a clown for the company called Ha-Ha's. In his free time or spare time, he is pursuing a career as a comedian, as a stand-up comedian. We meet him on October 15th, a Thursday, and in the course of the next 2 weeks, we witness his complete decline into madness. On the street, he is mocked and beaten and robbed. He's watched over from a social point of view by a social worker who doesn't care at all about who he is and what has happened to him. He lives with his mom, whose decline from a health point of view and mental point of view we witness together with Arthur's. Arthur's decline is gradual but certain. The line that is written on the sign that he uses for advertising on the street, working as a clown, says, "Everything must go." And that's the perfect definition of everything that happens in this story to this character. It is realistic to say that the story has a linear structure and it follows the decline. Different structures and techniques are used to tell this story. The first thing I want to mention is, given that Arthur is asked by the social worker to keep a diary of his everyday life, the movie is also presented in that fashion, a daily inventory of the most important events in Arthur's day. The progression of the story becomes more and more focused. The number of events in a day become fewer and fewer, while those that are presented are key moments, key actions, key events in the development of the story and the development or the decline of the character. The second thing I want to mention, the feeling of instability and gradual decline of the character is presented through these, let's call them, the world of the story. There's garbage everywhere.
There's garbage everywhere. The streets are claustrophobic.
There's giant rats roaming the streets.
Endless flights of stairs.
The trains, the tunnels. Another element used here is repetition, repetition, repetition. Daily activities repeated almost without variation. The repeated dance, most of the time marking a step further in the decline of the character. The repetition of this one line by different characters in different moments in the story.
That's not funny.
Related, of course, to him being the Joker, related to his so-called career in comedy and to his incapacity to laugh and smile, while at the same time having a sickness that forces him to laugh. And the third thing that I want to mention here is the moral degradation. The gradual worsening of the events in the story reach a peak, culminate with the murders in the train. And we know it's the key moment in the story because of what he says right after, because he's facing his social worker and he says, "Finally, people are noticing who I am." There are at least three aspects that should make the viewer care about this story. First of all, the story addresses mental illness and a social system, a medical system and a social system that does not care about people like Arthur. Number two, the movie addresses or points a finger at ignorance. In this story, nobody cares about anybody and doesn't do anything to help anybody. And thirdly and finally, the story hints at not letting something we acknowledge as bad to decline to the point of no return. So guys, that's my short review of the movie Joker. actually of the story of the movie Joker. Tonight I'm going to see the new Star Wars movie, also do a review of that story as well, which will probably come up next week. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please hit the notification bell. See you next time, guys. Bye.